Good evening, people. My name is David Wagner, and I am a cystic fibrosis patient, and I live in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I am the director of Now Caring Now for kids with cystic fibrosis. The reason that I am doing this video very quickly is to tell you about how much this means to me. I suffer every day with cystic fibrosis, not knowing what tomorrow is going to bring. Doctors saying that we don't know what we need to do for you, if we need to give you a new medication, or if you have a virus, or whatever may have you. The issue is that cystic fibrosis is not very common, and if it is common, the knowledge or the awareness for cystic fibrosis patients is gone. That is why I'm asking you all to please take a minute and give me a hand. I need all of your help to make this possible. Right now, I am trying to set up where we would get a group of people that would help us find grants, help us find many volunteers, help us do many things, wonderful things that we can only do with your help. We are currently giving t-shirts away for $20 donations. Those are going very well. We have sold about 15 of those t-shirts right now, and we would like to sell 150 of them by December 15th of 2011. And we can make this possible with your help. The other thing that we would like to do is to let everybody know what cystic fibrosis is. What does it mean to you? Do you have a son, a daughter, or a loved one that has cystic fibrosis? Some of us do, and some of us don't. But 1 or 2 out of 10 people in the United States have cystic fibrosis or know something about cystic fibrosis. Others know nothing. And that is the major problem that we have currently regarding cystic fibrosis. The awareness for cystic fibrosis is not there. If it was, we wouldn't have a problem doing fundraisers. We wouldn't have a problem getting donations for other wonderful things that we'd like to do. For example, if we did have the donations, I could give you guys help with food, help with utility bills, help with all kinds of things that I would like to help you guys with, including motel rooms. If you go to the doctor that's a certain distance away, help with gasoline, and other wonderful things. We have vest machines that we could also purchase and donate those to families that are in need. Many of us that have cystic fibrosis are in poverty. Very big time poverty. We live paycheck to paycheck. We wonder what we're going to do tomorrow. Well, I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow, and neither do most of us with cystic fibrosis. But we can change that if we all work together. Getting this foundation started is very dear to my heart. All of you that have cystic fibrosis, in my eyes, are my brother or my sister. So you mean a million to me. You mean everything in the world to me, and I would do anything for any of you. And patients with cystic fibrosis don't have that kind of adult CFer that they can, go to and say, hey, you know what? I'm here to help. There are other adults CFers that do help, but not many. Because they're all working on their own health, and that is great. If we can sell 150 t-shirts only before that date, before December 15th, I can give a Christmas stocking to every person with cystic fibrosis. Doesn't have to be a child, does not have to be an adult. Anyone with cystic fibrosis that signs up, a Christmas stocking to put one smile on their face for that day, and I would love to do that. So I would love to see if we can get that to happen. Your donations mean so much to every family that needs that help today. I want to talk a little bit about David's Law very quickly. David's Law is a law that will help children and young adults that are in public school in the United States. This law will allow children and young adults that are in public schools carry their own enzymes on their person. These medications are non-harmful to other patients with cystic fibrosis, or are non-harmful to others, period. So like, say for example, Kenny takes my meds and he doesn't have CF. This would not harm him. It would not do anything to him. The problem that we're having right now is that schools are not being able to be funded for the fiscal year of 2011 to 2012, meaning they can't have a school nurse at their school. I got a call from a family not long ago telling me that they are giving their son their enzymes out in the parking lot of the school because they are not allowed to do so inside, and there is no school nurse there either. This is horrible. This is unacceptable, and it should never happen. But guess what? It does. And we can get it to stop if we can get the lawmakers in the United States, in Washington, to pay attention to what needs to be done. Obama, if you're listening, senators, House of Representatives, all you people, if you're listening, David's Law needs to be passed for all of the patients of cystic fibrosis in the United States. Not just state by state, because that won't help every one of us. A lawmaker asked me one day if we could just pass it in our state and that would be okay. I stated to the lawmaker that would be a start, but that would not help every cystic fibrosis patient in the United States in public school. That would only help those patients in the state that that lawmaker was from. Right now there is a cystic fibrosis coalition in Washington. They're not even talking about David's Law. They're talking about finding a cure. And that is all great. We all need to find a cure for cystic fibrosis. Don't get me wrong. But so many of our groups are always just looking for a cure. And that's great. But like I stated before, we need to focus on daily needs as a group. So for example, I need help with a motel room in Atlanta, Georgia, because a patient has to travel 8 hours to the hospital, for example. And I don't have the money in my pocket to do so. So our group eventually would hopefully be able to do that. Reach in our pocket and pay for a motel room for that patient. Right now we do not have the funding for that, but this is one of our dreams for that to be able to happen. I really need your help, folks. I do not know where else to turn. Mothers are calling me daily saying that the awareness for cystic fibrosis is gone, and I agree 100%. I would like to start a telethon, but the news media states that because the telethon, or because cystic fibrosis isn't popular enough, they think that their ratings would go down. What a shame. Just because the disease is not popular, we can't get any help. That's not fair. So I want to change that. So if you are able to volunteer for me, for you, for any patient with cystic fibrosis, please call my 24-hour hotline at 612-282-1211. This is the 24-hour cystic fibrosis hotline, the only one in the country. I pay for this out of my own pocket. The foundation does not pay for this. And I get calls like that every day with a mother or a father on the other end, or even a patient on the other end saying, what do? I don't have money for meds, but I have to pay my power bill, so I guess I'll have to go back in the hospital. These are the choices that these patients are making daily. So if you can reach into your pocket today and donate $20, I will in turn send you a t-shirt to help us get the awareness out for cystic fibrosis, as well as get the word out about our group. We are now a foundation. We are a 501c. We're national registered in the United States. And so we do really, really need your help. Volunteers, I need your help dramatically. If you know how to write grants, if you know how to make phone calls, if you know how to do any of those things, please call me at the CF hotline, 612-282-1211. You can ask for Director David Wagner, and I will help you set you up for being a volunteer. The more people that we get to help, the better that this group will be. Well, folks, I have to go into a meeting here very shortly, so I want to end on a positive note. I love all of you the same. You are my brother and my sister. My thoughts and prayers are with all of you every day, and today and tomorrow, I hope that CF will stand for Cure Found instead of cystic fibrosis. Thank you, and have a great day, and a great week, and a great holiday. Your brother, David Wagner.